Hello, geometry, PLP, or PLP geometry, sorry. We are in Unit 1 still. We are talking about intro to geometry, right? Getting our feet wet into a lot of the terminology. And today we're going to learn a new skill, right, called construction. So I'm going to call this video 7A because I want to rename everything. But we're going to do some basic constructions. And these basic constructions are going to involve segments. There are two of them, so I'm going to make this video 7A, the next one 7B, to give each one its own due. Okay? So way back in ancient Greece, there were these guys like Euclid and Pythagoras hanging out, and they did things called constructions. So what is a construction? Well, a construction. Again, you're thinking of the road work, right? When you drive on the road and the cones, right? Well, it's sort of like that because we are building something. So when we're doing a construction is a geometric figure. Geometric figure made with only a straight edge and compass. So when we talk about a straight edge, right, typically if we were going to do it in class, we would use a ruler. Okay, so this is a straight edge, right? But what we need to make sure we do not use is the markings. We do not use a straight edge to measure. So this is not for measuring. And you think, well, that's kind of weird. Well, we got to think back in the day, they didn't have straight edges with all these notches in them, right? I mean, they didn't use rulers back in the day. They just had, maybe there was a stick, I don't know, a piece of concrete, whatever they used that was straight. Okay. The object they used for measuring was called a compass. So a compass is this two-legged movable, expandable object. So it has like a holding peg at the top, and then it has one leg going this way that has a sharp point on it, and there's one leg going this way that has a pencil or something to mark with, right? And this compass can open along this arc, this curve, and it is actually the width or the distance between the point and the pencil that we use for measuring. So it is the width of this compass that equals our measure. When you use a compass, you're going to be able to draw arcs in the picture, and those arcs will be used to help identify the position of points. We are going to use, so in the big bolded words, we're going to use technology to do these. Right? There's a bunch of different ways to do constructions. You can use the actual tools. You can use this stuff called patty paper. We're going to use Delta Math to do the constructions. Now, before we actually perform the constructions, I do want to walk you through the steps of the construction. All right? So we are going to do our first construction here, and this is going to be the copy a segment construction. And when we copy the segment, what we are doing is we are creating congruent segments. Okay, so what you will be given is you will be given this segment, and we're going to call it segment AB. And then you'll be given a point down here. I'm going to call it M. And it is our job to create a congruent segment to AB using point M. All right, so our first step over here, and I'll change colors. So I'm going to call it S1 for step 1. We are going to take M, and we're going to use our straight edge to draw a ray starting at M. Okay, and then step 2, we are going to now use our compass and measure the width of segment AB. So if this is my original segment AB, I will take my spinner or my pivoter, and I will put the pointy end on A, I will put the pencil end on B, and I will keep that measurement. This compass needs to remain that wide throughout the construction. Okay, then for step 3, I'm going to go back to that ray where M was. So let me draw that. That's the same ray as up above in green. And I'm going to put this compass right here on M. So I'm going to put the pointy end here on M. That's the pivoter. And I'm going to put the pencil end right there. And again, this needs to stay the same as that compass up there. And you're going to take the compass, and you're going to make an arc right there. That arc intersects the ray, marking the other endpoint N. And if you look at what you have, you were given, so this is step 4. So you were given segment AB. You now have a ray that was starting at M. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm glad I got that back. That was scary. You have a ray starting at M. You marked a point here, N, and these two segments are congruent. So you were able to copy segment AB down there so that AB is congruent to MN. Okay, so let's now go through and do it on Delta Math. I'm going to end the show here. Very good. I'm going to go to Delta Math. Awesome. Okay, so if you take a look down here, right? So it says use a compass and straight edge to copy segment EF. Your final answer should be exactly one blue segment with point E prime as one of the endpoints. Okay, so here is my segment EF. Here's E prime. So let's go through the steps. First step, take your ray tool. I did not clarify. This is E apostrophe, which is E prime in a math class. I'm going to click on E, hold and drag, and again, I'm going to put a ray somewhere. You can go straight across, whatever. I'm going down here. Next, we're going to take the compass tool. I'm going to put the first point on E and click and drag to F. You see that you create a circle. So again, like I said, a compass will be used to create arcs. Circles have arcs. Arcs make up circles. We're then going to take step 3. We're going to drag the circle from E. So click and drag that point E to E prime so that that circle crosses the ray. And if you notice when you hover over the dash circle, you have a pencil show up. You're going to click, hold, and drag to create an arc across that ray. A point shows up for you. Last step, you need to make the segment. So click on the segment tool. Start with E prime, click there, drag to the point on the arc right there, and you have now made your segments. And these two segments are congruent. I can click submit answer, and voila, green check mark. Okay, good luck on this. Video 7A is coming up next, covering another segment construction.